Hello and welcome to the channel. November 23rd, 2025. A place on Earth that has been silent for 10,000 years just screamed. Deep in Ethiopia's Afar Triangle, one of the hottest, lowest, and most geologically violent corners of the planet, a volcano called Hayli Gubbi woke up and reminded humanity who really runs this rock. For context, the last time this mountain erupted, the Ice Age was still winding down. Mammoths roamed Siberia, and the first farmers in the Fertile Crescent were just figuring out wheat. 10 millennia of sleep. Then, without warning, Sunday morning it ripped itself open. Eyewitnesses 100 kilometers away described the sound as a bomb that never stopped. A sudden, deafening boom followed by a roar that rattled teeth. Within minutes, the sky turned black. Not metaphorically black, literally black. A column of ash and gas punched 20 kilometers into the stratosphere, higher than Everest is tall, higher than commercial jets cruise. NASA satellites caught the plumes spreading like ink in water, racing across the Red Sea, swallowing Yemen, sliding over Oman, and by Monday night dumping volcanic dust on Karachi and Delhi, 6,000 kilometers from the crater. Air India grounded dozens of flights. Pakistan's meteorological department issued emergency warnings. Pilots flying the Middle East to Asia corridor were rerouted hundreds of miles off course to avoid turning their engines into sandblasters. And all because a mountain nobody had ever heard of decided its nap was over. Hayli Gubbi sits in the Danakil Depression, a place so alien it's used to train astronauts for Mars. Ground temperatures hit 55 degrees Celsius in the shade. There is no shade. Salt flats shimmer like snowfields, and neon-yellow sulfur springs bubble next to turquoise acid lakes. This is where the African continent is literally tearing itself in half. 3 tectonic plates are pulling apart at about 2 centimeters a year, stretching the crust so thin it glows red at night from a magma just beneath. Hayli Gubbi is the southernmost volcano in the Erta Ale chain, a line of fire that includes Erta Ale itself, one of only 6 lava lakes on Earth. Until Sunday, scientists thought Hayli Gubbi was extinct. Its last confirmed activity was dated to the end of the Pleistocene. They were wrong. The eruption started with a massive explosion that shattered the summit and sent house-sized boulders raining across the desert. Then came the ash, thick, dark, and angry, coating entire villages in gray snow. Local Afar herders, some of the toughest people on the planet, watch their camels choke on the dust and their grazing lands disappear under a blanket of poison. Muhammad Said, a local administrator, told the Associated Press, "We heard a blast like the world was ending. Then everything went dark. No human deaths have been reported yet, but the animals are already dying. Camels, goats, the lifeline of the Afar nomads, are collapsing from breathing glass-sharp particles. Wells are clogged. Pasture is buried. This is a slow-motion catastrophe for communities that were already living on the edge of survival. But the real show is happening 30 kilometers up. The plume is so loaded with sulfur dioxide that it's glowing electric blue on satellite imagery. The Toulouse Volcanic Ash Advisory Center tracked it drifting east at jet stream speeds, a toxic ribbon stretching from the Horn of Africa to the Indian subcontinent. By Tuesday morning, it will reach the Maldives. By Wednesday, the Himalayas. This single eruption just injected more aerosols into the stratosphere than every human factory in Europe does in a month. And here's what makes volcanologists lose sleep. This might only be the opening act. The Afar region is laced with fissures and dikes. When one volcano wakes up, it often pressurizes its neighbors. Erta Ale's lava lake has been rising for weeks. Seismic stations are recording earthquake swarms under nearby Dabu and Alu volcanoes. Some experts are whispering that we could be looking at the birth of a new volcanic episode that lasts years, maybe decades. Imagine that. A chain reaction of fire in a region where people already live closer to the planet's heartbeat than almost anywhere else. Yet there is something almost mythical about this moment. For 10,000 years, Hayli Gubbi slept under the stars while empires rose and fell, while humans invented writing, gunpowder, electricity, and TikTok. It didn't care. It waited. And now, on a random Sunday in 2025, it decided humanity needed a reminder. The Earth is not your landlord. You are its guest, and the lease can be terminated without notice. So tonight, Spare a thought for the Afar herders sweeping ash off their tents with camel hair brooms. Spare a thought for the pilots diverting around a cloud that wasn't on any chart yesterday. And spare a thought for the geologists who just rewrote 10,000 years of history with a single sentence. Hayli Gubbi is extinct is now past tense. The ground beneath our feet is alive, restless, and apparently in the mood to talk. And when a volcano that has been silent since the mammoths decides to speak, the only wise thing to do is listen. Hit like if Mother Nature just gave you chills. Drop your location in the comments and tell me if your sky looks normal tonight. And subscribe with notifications. Because when the Earth decides to remind us who's boss, we'll be here watching it happen live. See you in the next one. Stay humble, stay safe, and maybe keep a mask handy.